tonight on Colonial Sports Center. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Colonial Sports Center. My name is Kevin Plaucha. Joining me is Cameron Macariola. Cam, there is a major announcement that we have later in the show, so you will absolutely want to stay tuned for that. Plenty of Colonial sports, as always, but the biggest news from last week was the return of the men's and women's hockey programs to Newton Township.
That's right, Kevin. We waited over 900 days for this return weekend, and it came, and it was a blast for all of us. And we're going to show you what it was like down on the island as Melina Kniff and Casey Irwine were down at the island to cover the entire opening night bonanza.
RMU hockey program was welcomed back to the ice on Saturday with tailgates, red carpet events, and sold-out games. Casey Irwine speaks with athletic director Chris King about the relaunch.
Chris, what's it been like having the team back?
I mean, it's fantastic. I mean, you know, again, they such a big part of the community, a big part of the campus, and you know, we had 12 of our athletes last year, 6 of the men, 6 of the women, and so it was great when I got back on campus and a chance to meet a lot of our new players and transfers, and so we're excited about today and excited about the season.
And what have the preparations been like, not just for such a big event today, but for the entire season?
Well, I mean, you're starting a relaunch, and so, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, in regards to, recruiting players, new equipment deals, a lot of different renovations and enhancements we've done inside the facility, and so it's been all hands on deck for the last year.
And what are you most excited for today?
Two wins. That's what we're most excited about, because again, it's about the relaunch, but we want to be able to start, the first home game for both the men's and women's teams with a W, starting a new tradition and moving forward this season.
And what's your personal goal going into the season besides just the whole relaunch?
Again, it's the same as always. I mean, we want to win championships, but we're a little realistic in regards to with the startup program. But what I want is 5, 10, 15, 20 years down the road, to know that these student athletes know that they took a big chance coming back to RMU, some of them, and others coming here for the first time, and we want to have an incredible experience, whether they're here for a year or they're here for 4 years, and they become graduates and become successful post-life after athletics.
This big event was big not only for the people watching, but the players as well.
There's a lot of emotions going on. It's definitely a special moment for everyone, and to have everyone's family coming from everywhere. So just it's special all around.
What's it going to be like playing in front of such a big, exciting crowd?
I think we all just have to focus in, dial in, try not to focus on what's going on out there, and just play our game.
And if you do get that goal today, what's the celebration going to be?
Just hug the teammates.
And that's exactly what Maya would do, scoring the first goal of the season, helping pave the road to a victory. The women's team would crush St. Anselm 6-1.
Game days here are a special thing. I've been doing it for a long time, 15 some odd years probably. I think the math is correct. I don't know. It's been a long time, but it's a really, really exciting time to be able to come back and play in front of the fans, and a lot of hard work went in by a lot of people to make this day happen. And it was electric. It was so much fun and an emotional day, and I'll probably go sit in my office and cry by myself. I don't am ready to see it, but it's a special place, and it was a special day today for sure.
The men's team hit the ice at 7, and we're excited to get the season started.
I'm super excited. It's great to be back. A lot of work's gone into the last 4 weeks getting prepared, and we're just looking forward to going out there and putting in the work.
What are the expectations for the season going in?
The expectations are, it's all over the place. We want to be the best hockey team that we can be, coming together, all kind of in the same boat, new team, new systems, but we put a lot of it together. We've worked really hard in practice, and we're looking forward to go out there and prove ourselves.
The men's team would fall short, losing 0-3 against Bowling Green.
Win or lose, we had already won, and it's good to be back. It's good to compete. It's good to feel the emotion of a game. Obviously, like it to be on the other side, but I thought for a young team that hadn't played together, minus the first period, that we figured out how to play at a higher level.
The women's team will play on Friday, October 13th at 6 p.m. against Princeton, and the men's team will play on Saturday, October 14th at 4 p.m. against Mercyhurst. For Colonial Sports Network, I'm Melina Kniff.
Thank you so much, Melina and Casey, for that in-depth look at what was a jam-packed weekend, an awesome weekend, and I think Derek Schooley said it best. Win or lose, we already won.
Yeah, it's great. One of 3 teams in Pennsylvania to have hockey. So it's an amazing hockey city and a great weekend to bring back hockey to RMU.
Yes, it was. And the women's team they got in game 1 against St. Anselm, they won 6-1. They took them on again on Sunday, looking for the 2-game sweep in front of a packed house at the Island Sports Center. Let's see how the Colonials team did as they took on St. Anselm. Once again, they won 6-4. The second period was a dominant one for RMU as they put up 5 goals en route to the win. 6 different Colonials scored, including Morgan Giannone, who also added 2 assists. Elena Gianpietro also had an assist, and Emma Gorski tallied 23 saves in the win.
Well, men's hockey would go on to travel to Bowling Green to take on the second game of the home-and-home split. Let's see how they fared in Ohio. The Colonials would take this one 3-0, trading a little bit of 3-0 shutouts home and home. Dominic Schmizzy would get the first goal for the Colonials since March 14th, 2021, which was scored on the shutout goalie Chad Veltri. 33 saves and a spectacular performance. And what a way to cap off an opening week for the Colonials with a 3-0 shutout win. That led to a lot of awards for the Colonials over that weekend.
Yes, it did, Cam. So 2 great performances from the women's hockey team in what was a high-scoring weekend for them with the 6-1 win and the 6-4 win over St. Anselm. Morgan Giannone was named the CHA Forward of the Week, and Janelle Evans was named the CHA Rookie of the Week. She leads CHA freshmen in points. Just a fantastic weekend on the women's side in what were 2 high-scoring affairs.
Yeah, this second line has been killer for the Colonials. Evans with a point in every game so far, and Giannone just running away with the team lead of 10 points. Scoring is at ease for these 2.
Yes, it is. Now, on the men's side, Cam, you just mentioned it. Chad Veltri, he put up a fantastic performance in Game 2, but he also put up a fantastic performance in Game 1 despite the 3-0 loss, and he was named the Atlantic Hockey Goalie of the Week. The graduate goaltender had 73 saves in the 2 games, a 1.00 goals against average, and a .973 save percentage in those 2 games against Bowling Green. They may have split the 2-game set, but still some monster numbers posted by Veltri as the men's hockey team returned to action. Now, when we come back here on CSC, the football team was in action as they traveled to Gardner-Webb. Stay tuned here for what happened as the Colonials opened Big South play here on CSC.
Colonial Sports Center. That's CHC. Women's basketball.
Found my heart out there in the open. Trees make you feel smaller. Can't help but get lost again. If I need a break, know where I'm going. Where the water's flowing, I'd rather be floating. If it's something that can count on to be free.
Feel the beat of nature at a park or forest near you. Find a forest and music inspired by nature at discovertheforest.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. The RMU football team was in action this past Saturday in their Big South Conference opener as they traveled to Boiling Springs, North Carolina to take on the Gardner-Webb Runnin' Bulldogs. The Bulldogs stomped the Colonials last year on RMU's homecoming 48-0, so the Colonials were looking for a little bit of revenge in the conference opener. The Colonials took the long trek down to North Carolina, and we're going to kick things off early in the first quarter at Ernest Spangler Stadium. The first possession for Gardner-Webb. It's a short pass from quarterback Matthew Caldwell to Jaden Brown, He's going to get by his defender on the right side, and he's going to go racing down the field. Gets a great block at the 40, makes Britton Pascoe miss, stumbles to the 30. He's going to cut back to the right, cut back to the left, and he's in for the 67-yard touchdown. A backbreaker for the Colonials this early in the game. The Bulldogs strike first. Cam, we've got to look at that again. It's just a simple pass, but a great result.
Yes, this wide receivers look like my Eagles out there with the wide receivers blocking and getting all the way, finding the open field. Just unbelievable blocking by the receivers.
And great speed by Brown. After a 3-and-out by RMU, Gardner-Webb with great field position. Brown, a very patient and very good run. He's going to get into the end zone, an 8-yard touchdown run. 14-0 Bulldogs. A very good run there, Cam.
Yeah, I think we could drop what our Colby Sherwin says all the time. Whoop! Right there, cutting and just finding the open lane into the end zone.
Great cut, makes Tony Brown miss. We're going to move along to the third quarter. 28-3 Gardner-Webb, hard to come back from, but it's been done. This punt by George Souders is muffed by Malik Huggins, and it's eventually recovered by Kyle Jenkins. He takes out Huggins and then recovers the fumble. Big momentum shift for RMU as they try to fight back into this game.
I think one of the bright spots on this Colonials team has been the special teams all season long. They've just really been able to create turnovers and have just good plays and set them up for good field position.
Speaking of that good field position, they would take that field position and turn it into a touchdown. Cyrus Bonzu up the middle for a 1-yard score. Colonials trying to chip away at the deficit.
That would be the first rushing touchdown by a running back this season.
Fourth quarter now, Colonials down 31-10. Jaden Brown gets the handoff, but he's stuffed by Tislam Muhammad, who also forces the fumble. Garrett Fairman picks it up and goes 17 yards for the scoop and score. Colonials make it 31-16 early in the fourth quarter, but that's as close as they would get. The Colonials fall to 2-4 overall as they fall 31-16 to Gardner-Webb. Despite a mammoth 43 passing attempts from Anthony Chickett, the offense couldn't get much going. The Colonials drop to 0-1 in Big South Conference play.
Well, you know we love going from American football to English football, and we will hop right in as women's soccer just a few minutes ago finished up their game against Cleveland State. Let's see the results of that one. RMU would defeat Cleveland State by a score of 2-1. Haley Finale and Elisa Corvalin scored the 2 goals for the Colonials that moved them to 4-2-1 in Horizon League play. Brenna Murray with 4 saves. Just a great performance, and they're keeping that momentum rolling, which could help as they have playoffs coming up just around the corner. And we'll take a look at some of men's soccer as they were in action last Saturday in Wright State. Let's take a look at how the Colonials fared against the Raiders. We're going to start off here in the first half. Just around the 30-minute mark, you'll see Wright State majestically work their way down the field, some open lanes, and then they dish it off, and they get a nice give-and-go play. There's the give, and then here's the go, and then Chris Geddes gets it from outside the box, shoots it, but Gorgenyi reaches out to the left to make the save. Let's take another look at this as Geddes gets the left boot on it. Gorgenyi jumps out to the left, blocks it, and then pounces on the rebound to make sure it's a 0-0 game. But here we go. Colonials with the free kick. Darren Gray sends it in, and Kasi Ude gets the header on it. Kosi Ude gets the header and brings out the dance moves. He's hitting the jiggy. What a play by Kosi Ude to get a piece. Let's take a second look at this. Gray sends it into the box and off the back of Ude's head and into the back of the net to give the Colonials a 1-0 lead. But Wright State would respond. Let's take a look. We have a throw-in. Cole Worthmuller at the 43-minute mark gets it and puts it by the Colonials goalkeeper to tie the game at 1. Let's take a second look at this. Henry Hutchinson has it. It's bouncing around, kicks it up for Worthmuller, and who oblique kicks it into the back of the net. In the second half, Wright State with the corner kick. Grant Murray sends it in, and Worthmuller gets a piece of it, but Gorgenyi reaches out at the line and saves it just mere inches away from making a 2-1 game. Let's take another look at this. Reaching out. Man, that is so close. Everyone thought that was a goal, but we stay tied at 1. Colonials get a corner kick of their own, and Kai McLaughlin gets it from outside the box with some room and kicks it up, but Alessandro Maltier gets the grab, and that's how the game would end, a 1-1 draw.
After nearly a week off, the RMU volleyball team returned to action with a 2-game road trip over the weekend. They finished on Saturday with a match against the Purdue Fort Wayne Mastodons, looking to end their 6-game losing streak. Could this young Colonial team fight and get a win? They've been playing well lately, but the answer was no here. A 3-0 loss to Purdue Fort Wayne, 25-18, 25-12, and 25-16. Emma Brown led the way with 9 kills for RMU. Ashley Wallen always leading the team in assists. She had 20, and Natalie Stepanovic with 8 kills and 11 digs. Colonials fall 3-0 to the Mastodons, but just one day before that, they began the weekend road trip in Indianapolis as they took on IUPUI, looking to stop the streak as well. This young team has been fighting very hard, especially at home, but these 2 games were both on the road. And this game was a little closer, this match was a little closer, 25-22, 25-18, but the third set, they drop it 25-14. Natalie Stepanovic with 6 kills and 10 digs, Ashley Wallen with 12 assists, and Alina Carmody with 13 digs. The Colonials return home tomorrow night to the UPMC Event Center against Youngstown State, and they want a packed house there.
Well, with the Youngstown State coming in, it's going to be a great game and a great atmosphere, so everyone should come into the UPMC Event Center, support the volleyball team. But when we come back, we're going to take a look at what rowing and I forget the other one. Golf. Oh my.
Golf. Got to get out to the links.
I know, get out to the links. We'll take a look at what they were up to this past weekend when we come back on CSC.
Bring it. Time out, guys. I'm late to dinner. My mom's gonna kill me. Catch you guys later.
Mom wants us home.
Okay. Bye, guys.
You guys need a ride?
Sure. Yeah. All right. How about some one-on-one? I gotta go eat, man. Sorry, I'll see you later.
Before we celebrate the freedom most Americans have, we must fight for the freedom all Americans deserve. Because all lives can't matter until Black lives matter.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. We're going to hop into some rowing. Let's take a look at how they fared at the Head of Ohio Regatta, hosted by the Three Rivers Rowing Association. Here we go. The Women's Open 4+, Robert Morris coming in 4th out of 19 teams with a time of 18 minutes and 7 seconds, while the Women's 8+ team coming in at 9th out of 12 teams. It was a great weekend for the Colonials. Their head coach had to say, our crew felt positive about their racing, and it gave us something to build on as we continue to work to develop a higher D1 program. That's how you start it right there with a 4th place out of 19 for the Women's Open. Great weekend for the Colonials. They get the week off before heading in to their next tournament in 2 weeks.
Well, from the water to the links, as earlier this week, the RMU golf team traveled nearly 4 hours to Lewisburg, PA for the 3-day Bucknell Fall Invitational. The Colonials were looking to build off of their last invitational, and they were much improved here. The team finished 8th out of 19 colleges who attended, a total score of 869, which gave them a score of +29 for the 3 days. Individually, there were some very, very good performances as fifth-year Josh Nagy finished 5th overall and posted a score of even par for the 3 days. A great finish for him. And RMU saw another good finish as fellow fifth-year Alex Seelig finished tied for 12th with a score of +3. So some big improvement overall from the RMU golf team. And that was a long invitational, 3 straight days. Now, if you want to keep up with all things Colonial Sports, you have to check out colonialsportsnetwork.com. The student writers over there have you covered with game previews, game recaps, podcasts, and feature stories, and much more for everything about RMU athletics. colonialsportsnetwork.com, and you'll also want to follow them on Twitter at RMU_CSN and on Instagram at Colonial Sports Network. Now, Cam, when we come back here on CSC, we have that major announcement that we were talking about earlier, and we've also got top 5 plays. You don't want to go anywhere. It's CSC.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
You know, it took 20 years, and I got my third child, who was 17 at the time.
It's so cool to watch the adult that you've become, and you really have done as much for us as you think we've done for you.
Most of my family, they never graduated high school or even let alone go to college, so I'm trying to break that barrier. Every day after work, went straight to school, studied hard, and it paid off. I could not have done it alone. I see the future is really bright for me. The high school diploma is just added to the confidence, and now I feel unstoppable.
Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org.
Welcome back to Colonial Sports Center. Cam, it's not quite time for that announcement yet. We are going to go to top 5 plays of the week in Colonial
That's
Sports.
right,
There
we
were
are.
a lot of fantastic plays that we saw throughout tonight's show and some that we may not have seen. So we're going to go to top 5 plays of the week.
Let's hit it. We're going to start off number 5 at Clearview Ice Arena, Game 2 versus St. Anselm. Elena Giampetro taps in the goal from Shaylin Snow. What a play. Just finding the open lane and just tape-to-tape passing, taps in through the 5-hole for the Colonial 6th goal of the game.
More from that game later. Number 4, start of the 4th quarter in Boiling Springs. Gardner Webb, you saw this one earlier, handoff to Jaden Brown. He is stuffed by Tislam Muhammad. Fumble, it's picked up by Garrett Fairman. He takes it 17 yards to the house. Scoop and score, Colonials touchdown. It would fall 31-16, but Cam, this defense and the special teams have been 2 bright spots for this Colonial team this year.
Beautiful punch-out play by this defender and just leading to 6.
Fairman goes 17 yards. That is number 4.
Number 3, we're back at Clearview Ice Arena where Jersey Phillips gets the puck here and finds Courtney Hall, who leaves the goalie lost in the sauce and joins me in the corner on the shoulder cam to celebrate. That's me with that camera shot, but it's not as good as this goal and finished by Hall. She gets it, fakes the goalie, backhand, tucks it in, and sellies.
Fantastic play there. Number 2, back to the ice. Morgan Giannone is going to find Janelle Evans across the ice, who gets by the defender, plays it off the wall, and goes backhand, top shelf. Hello, what a play. Great pass from Giannone, great awareness by Evans, and an even better finish. As you can see, Giannone finds Evans across the ice, plays it off the wall, gets by the defender. What a play there.
Well, we're going to number 1. You saw this play earlier. Corner kick for Wright State, and I got a tongue twister coming up for us, Kevin.
Okay.
They send it in, and we get a go-go Gorgenyi gadget reaching back to get the ball off the line and keep this game tied at 1. What a play by Gorgenyi. Man, that was a tongue twister.
Yes, it was, and that was your number 1 play of the week. Now, Cam, those were some fantastic plays from the last week in Colonial Sports, but let's take a little bit of a look forward to our games to watch. Cam, I'll go first. Mine is RMU Women's Soccer, who recently moved to 10-2-3 overall with their win. They will take on the Northern Kentucky Norse this Sunday, October 15th at 1 p.m. Players to watch for RMU, it's Renee Moorbacher. She's got 7 goals and 6 assists on the season with a 60% shot on goal percentage. And for Northern Kentucky, it's Lydia Self with 2 goals, 6 shots, and a big 1,306 minutes played this season.
Yeah, that's going to be an exciting game for the Colonials, taking place on my birthday. Hopefully they can give me a little birthday present and a win,
hopefully,
so we can cover them next week.
Hopefully they can continue their very good play this season.
Yeah, it's coming down to crunch. It's coming down to crunch time with playoffs just around the corner, and hopefully the Colonials can clinch some home field advantage.
Yes, it is.
Kevin, my game to watch, we're heading up to Erie for men's hockey as they take on Mercyhurst. Me, alongside Michael Deemer and Cam Wickline for CSN, will be heading up I-79 to cover this game for you and all to see, as we have Mercyhurst, Colonials, their first conference play in over 2 years. Last time these two teams met, January 30th, 2021, Colonials won. My players to watch, Chad Veltri, 73 saves and a shutout over the weekend against a tough Bowling Green opponent. And on the other side, Philip Woe with a goal and assist and a blocked shot against ranked Ohio State in their one game last weekend. This is going to be a fun matchup to watch.
Nice game to watch there, Cam. Player to watch has to be Veltri after his fantastic weekend in the net. Now, Cam, I think it's time we get to that major announcement that we've been talking about. The next time you see CSC, it will be live from the UPMC Event Center on Wednesday, October 18th, starting at 6:45 p.m. Let's say that again. Wednesday, October 18th, 6:45 p.m. That's the next time CSC will be live, and it's from the UPMC Event Center for the annual Madness event, where we get to all meet the men's and women's basketball teams.
It is a great event to show up and support these basketball teams. Again, Wednesday, October 18th, not Thursday at 9:30. Wednesday, October 18th at 6:45. Me and Colby Sherwin will be hosting the Madness event. We'll see how many whoops Colby drops during that event. They have so much going on. We'll see a 3-point contest, a dunk contest,
absolutely,
a free throw contest, any contest you can think of. And also before the event, there is a Halloween event for people at Moon to come and join a nice Halloween spooktacular event. It's going to be a fun night.
It absolutely is, and I believe there's a t-shirt giveaway. I believe I saw the first 500 students
love
get
myself.
a nice Madness shirt. So there's some swag, there's some awesome contests, and you get to meet all the players on these Colonial basketball teams who will be giving us, I'm sure, a lot to talk about throughout the fall and winter months.
Yeah, some exciting play, some really tough opponents for both of these teams.
Absolutely.
Starting off Xavier, Wisconsin for men's basketball, and a Penn State exhibition game.
That's right.
They're going to get right into some tough opponents. So I'm really excited for this upcoming season to see where this team goes, both men's and women's.
Absolutely. So some new faces all across the board with men's and women's, both teams. Some nice recruits being picked up, but also the transfer portal being utilized once again by Andy Toole and Coach Charlie Biscaglia. Justice Williams coming in for the men's team. So there's definitely a lot of hype everywhere, all throughout Moon Township when it comes to basketball. But I'll say it one more time, Cam. The next time CSC is live, Wednesday, October 18th, 6:45 p.m., you'll see Cameron Macariola and Colby Sherwin as they take you through the Madness event live from the UPMC Event Center. It's always a big event every year, annually, so you will not want to miss it.
Yeah, I'm really excited as a senior with Colby Sherwin. It's going to be a fun night. Get to spend it watching a bunch of basketball, and the coverage of that event will be so much fun.
Absolutely.
I'm so happy.
You know, you certainly don't want to forget about the hockey teams that you want to keep track of them. You want to keep track of all of the Colonial sports going on. But Cam, that's going to do it for us here on Colonial Sports Center. I'm Kevin Placha. He is Cameron Macariola. For everyone upstairs and downstairs and our entire crew, we will see you on Wednesday, October 18th at 6:45 from the UPMC Event Center.